Welcome back to Shatter Our Souls. I'm Novaria, and this is the original Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005. Now, if you haven't checked in, last time we beat one of the circuit races, all of the milestones, and one of the Tollbooth time trial. Today we are tackling the third race in the Earl setup, which is technically the first Tollbooth time trial, but this one has maximum likelihood of police officers. The reason I saved it for this video was because I was already sitting at close to the 20-minute mark last time, and I didn't want to end up overdoing it for a single video. So here we are. Welcome back.
Rosewood District, a driver wanted in connection with street racing was just reported southbound through the Petersburg interchange. Can I get you to say or any response, please?
And we got the police starting their wind-up. Yes, a green route. Now, I am actually looking forward to continuing this a little bit, because I want to get enough money to upgrade all of my cars another level. This is my only car that is currently competitively viable for the Lexus Challenge. Which, granted, I've got 6 of them, I shouldn't need all of my cars up to the same standards. But having them all up to the same standards means that if something goes wrong and a vehicle gets impounded, which shouldn't happen, but if it does, I have an option, a backup plan to get me back up to where I'm going. If at any point the cars all get impounded, then effectively I'm left with nothing. Game over. You're done. Right? Now, if my memory serves, Earl is blacklist number 9, which is the 6th boss, and is using, I believe it's a Lancer? I believe it's a Lancer Evo, but I could be wrong. It's either that or a Subaru Impreza. But his beastie is going to be more on the line of a tuner mentality. Its stats are going to be balanced much the same as the LEXUS is, with a slight, but it's a tier or 2 higher. It's expected that his car is going to have a slightly better top speed, handling, etc. than mine is, which isn't the end of the world. It comes down more so to skill than your car's stats anyways. Handling, while being what some might call the weakest stat, has its place. Top speed, being the quote-unquote strongest stat, is only good if you have the capability to handle that speed and still control and make those corners. All this being said, I think we're looking pretty decent right now. Looks like my max heat is sticking at heat level 3, which means I've got nothing to worry about with these guys. But here we are, first race down, and you know what, let's mess with them a little bit. That guy was having a bad day and was slightly confused. Not sure why they're struggling so much this time, but oh well. Probably need about 3,000 bounty to get out of this without too much of an issue. So I'm aiming for this to be a relatively short pursuit. But I figured let's avoid, you know, too much of an issue and actually just have fun with this. So much of the time I get so caught on efficiency and those fastest that I neglect to give myself the chance to have a little bit of fun. Who put that truck there? I cannot pick up truck. Anywho. We're over in Camden Beach. And we're going to take a little detour. Only got 3 police vehicles left in the pursuit, which tells me that I'm doing something right. And we'll knock this down. And we're down to 1 police officer left. Off into the industrial zone by the looks of it. You find me, you lose me, you find me, you lose me. Which is it? I think they found me. And not in a way that they like. Let's just quickly park the car, nice. There we go. Pursuit challenge complete. Next up, the first of our speed trap challenges. Now, oh my goodness. This is weird. Looks like we got 2 Volkswagens and a Fiat. This one might actually be more challenging than it might otherwise look. For whatever reason, the balancing of this game gives a lot of weight towards the Volkswagen, making its top speed and acceleration somewhere in the midpoint of all cars in the game, which is actually quite insanely good given for a hatchback. But it isn't the hatchback that I'm worried about, it's more so how well they can drive. And as shown, they've got themselves some pretty decent overalls. 145 over the hill. Okay. Only 4 miles per hour below first place. Now, I'm not sure if this is technically harder or easier when playing in Metric or Imperial for this particular race type. Technically, Imperial has a slightly less precise measurement, but I don't know. Any speedrunners of the game that come across this, I'd actually love to hear your point of view, because most often you guys have some pretty accurate information. Alright, straight up the hill. And we're back up. 2nd place in the race and 1st place in the scoreboards. Very nice. Got to get a little bit of boost back here. And now catch up enough that Nesto can't kick my butt by beating me to the punch. Come on. I just butchered it. Butchered my chance. Yep. Missed it by that much. Oh well, it is what it is. It's just a game. Consequences of losing a race in this, or running into a wall at 220 kilometers an hour, are non-existent. Excuse me. Well, that's one way to fly into action. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a Fiat Punto. Fiat Punto is a kind of a unique car as far as its stats go. It focuses primarily in handling and I believe acceleration. It doesn't have a top speed to match it, which is where a lot of its shortcomings fall. Like it can get up to speed, but I believe it can't maintain it. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've used the car, as evidenced by the fact that I've been using only Lexus LS300s. Yeah. This one to be a really good one. Come on. Gibson is behind me, so I just need to beat him. By hopefully 10 kilometers. For 10 minutes. By enough time that I can kick his score down a little bit. I finished second because of because of the garbage truck. Oy vey. Here's where multiple attempts happen. You ever watched the Game Grumps way back in the day? We are getting into what they called Gerard syndrome, which is the idea that once you start falling or failing, you continuously fall at a similar or the same spot. What I find interesting about this mentality is that it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The idea that if you end up struggling with a specific section, it's going to continue to haunt you. Which, for some players, yes, that is accurate. But this self-fulfilling prophecy, the more agitated you get, and the more frustrated you get with it, the more likely you are to fail the second time, and the third time, and so on and so forth. So I find approaching a lot of games with a cool, level head tends to serve me better. Getting agitated or irritated only succeeds in making things harder on myself. I was actually playing a game the other day and was doing a challenge mission. And I mentioned to Backdraft that I was, getting my butt kicked and that I needed a little bit of help with it because, it was one of the games that Backdraft had platinum. And he said, sure, let me come over. Wanted to see how I did, how close I got, and sure enough, that was the run that I crushed it. Because I had taken 20 minutes to breathe, do something different, and then came back. Okay, who put that car there? That could have destroyed the run. There we go. We're going to attempt the last speed trap race because speed trap is my bane. I hate speed trap races, and this car does not like me. As I was talking about self-fulfilling prophecies, congratulations, this one's mine. regardless of the vehicle I've had, I've always struggled with this particular race type. But, be that as it may, we're going to keep trying. We're going to actually make this happen, but it's not going to be easy. This particular one also has a high probability of police joining in the chase, or joining in the race. So hopefully we'll get to see some interesting flub-ups here and there. This is going way better than last one was. I'm kind of concerned at how much further ahead I am in the scoreboards. This is either going to go really well or really poorly. And it could be just the last one was just a bad matchup for this car. I don't know. Halfway down the race and 60 miles ahead by the looks of the... Nope, 40. Okay, so because of how far we traveled in such a short span of time, the police lost us altogether. Perfect.
Well, we're trying to call a complainant back for description. Stand by.
Come on.
Log me on that call. I'll head up that way for you.
Perfect. Well, I suppose don't look a gift horse in the mouth or something like that. At least I've heard those kinds of statements in the past. The mysterious clips, in and around the college area get me once more. And straight down the hospital. There's a wall there, there's a wall there. I need to turn. Am I going to be able to get through this race without police joining in at all? Seems to be the case. Goodbye, bus stop. I got time for one more race today. Ooh, got some nice cars in this one. This is the last of these circuit races, leaving only 3 races left after this. The first is the only lap knockout in Earl's tier of races. The second and third are both challenging Earl himself. And both of my circuit races right now are 3 laps. I'm actually really impressed with how this new car is handling. But if I'm being honest, I can't wait until we take down Earl, because I have, I believe it's a new body kit I can get for the Lexus at that point, which happens to also be my favorite body kit for the car. So yay, there's that. Hildebrand, the Rasmussen, and I didn't catch the last one. LEXUS. LEXUS. I don't understand how they came up with half the names in this game. I mean, Rasmussen, yeah, Rasputin. Which makes sense, haha. LEXUS is one I haven't really come across. I mean, we got gears, we got all sorts of goodies in here. Yeah. This race is looking like it's going to be a cakewalk. I probably shouldn't have said that out loud. Oh well. If I run into a tree or something, I can just, you know, restart the race next time and add an extra race to that video, shall we? So, I discovered, or I've been looking into a, shall we call it, competitive scene. Trying to figure out if there is a competitive scene for Need for Speed Most Wanted. Unfortunately, the only competition that I've seen for this game has more or less died off in 2006. Basically, all it was a couple players got together and tried to be the best at the game using the multiplayer system. But it didn't last long due to the fact that the multiplayer, the split screen, didn't have the capabilities that the single player does. And so it was difficult for each player to actually show off what they were capable of. So, unfortunately, whatever competitive scene the game did have ended up falling by the wayside fairly early on. Which, honestly, isn't that unexpected. Unfortunately, a lot of the competitive gaming to this day has been brought on due to the advent of wireless connection. Being able to get multiple people across the world playing the same game is actually quite difficult. And wireless connections make that much more readily available. Be that as it may. Ow. Did I just spoil that massive lead by talking on the phone while driving? Not actually. I don't have a phone in hand. Not at all. I have a headset on though. Yeah, these guys had they had some nice cars, but they really didn't have a whole lot to handle this track, which seems really odd. Oh well. Anywho, this marks the end of today's video, but if you like what you see, or interested in seeing the finales, drop a like, leave a subscribe, and catch us next time. Until then, have a good one.